Okay, what's up guys? Toad here from Toadie's Toolbox. So I was going through a video from, I don't know, maybe a month or so ago, and the one where I asked for some viewer suggestions, and the overwhelming largest response was for a toolbox tour. So I'm going to try to knock that out today. A couple quick things I want to go over before we start. Obviously everything's mine, but on this side of the bench, these two boxes in particular, as you can see, they're right by the opening. They're my employee boxes. And what I mean by that is we'll go through them real quick, but there's nothing super impressive in either one of these. They're just kind of crappier tools where I let everyone use them. Where if something walks off or they break something or lose something or whatever, you know, it's not a huge loss. As we get further that way, we'll tackle those boxes later. They're my personal boxes. That's where the nicer, higher end stuff is. So, yeah. All right. First box up here, just a bunch of fluids and whatnot. Where we got pry bars, claw hammers. These are Torx. Some screwdrivers. This stuff's like AutoZone brand, I think, performance tool. Over here, just some crappy screwdrivers that barely get used for driving screws. Most of them turn into like paint mixers and pry bars and whatnot. One hacksaw. It's a Nicholson. Over here's some wrenches, just some cheapos, Huskies and Pittsburghs and stuff. A bunch of them are 15/16 because we need 4 or 5 of those out at one time on blade sharpening day. It's the same size on every Bobcat, Skag, Stander, so on and so forth. This is the exact same drawer metric. Over here we got some cheapo pliers, a little bit of everything. I think a lot of the stuff's Menards and some Harbor Freight and stuff. A little bit of everything. Down here's some extra wrenches, double box ends and half moons, some cheapo screwdrivers, brushes, all that type of stuff. Junk drawer, first of many. Just little random crap. Box cutters, thread locker, gloves, mechanic wire, shit like that, stuff in my compressor. The next 2 drawers are parts drawers. They're just stuff that I'm currently working on. I actually cleaned up a little bit for you guys for the tour, so these are just like parts of machines that I'm in the middle of. You know, a motor, pull strings, all that stuff. Grease guns, manual and battery powered. This is my bag for travel. I don't do that much, but you know, like if my parents need a hand with something or my grandparents, I need to bring a few things, I just throw them in that bag real quick. Everything else lives inside my garage. Pipe wrenches and thread pipe cutters, all this stuff. Most of it's rigid, old stuff. I don't use it a ton, so I bought it once and it's lasted forever. I don't do a ton of plumbing. Down here is some trays and stuff for wrenches that I have out of the trays, and these kind of things, and battery tester. Up here's compressor reel and my shield for grinding. On this part of the bench I have just some basic air accessories. Down here we got gloves. This is just all junk up here. First drawer is rivets, screwdrivers, rivet gun, wire strippers, cheapo screwdrivers. These are all cheapo Allen keys and spark plugs. A couple extra tap and dies. We'll get to my big kit later, but before I bought my big kit, I have a smaller kit, which we'll also get to later, and it didn't have a couple random sizes I needed, so those were loose for a job here or there. This is a glue gun. The next 2 drawers are all this kind of stuff. You know, rivets. These we use, they hold on pretty much every pulley for the belts, screws, everything. Washers, clamps. Next drawer is the same thing. Screws, bolts, all that type of stuff. Nothing really interesting. Extra wire. Down here, that's a drill index that's probably 20 years old and it's missing half the drill bits. You know, from being broken or lost or whatever. There's other crap in there. Or wrench wraps, all that kind of. It's all junk. There's nothing really super impressive in here. Down here's my compressor. There you go. Some extra wire and more air hose stuff. Here's my bench. I don't keep a ton on here. Just some stuff that I need like constantly. Nut drivers. Those are Allen sockets. These are the Allen screwdrivers with the ball ends. These are actually really, really good if you're looking for a cheap one. They're made here in the States. They're over at Menards. These are for 2-cycle carburetors. They're adjusting tools. Just an extra impact and a screwdriver, cordless screwdriver. Here's my drill press. Grinder, one of many. And this is all old hardware. Like, you know, when something breaks and we strip it down, because a lot of the stuff is universal and a lot of the same stuff breaks over and over and over and over and over. So when something blows up beyond repair, sometimes it's just worth stripping it for parts. And, you know, this stuff's all used. The stuff we got to earlier over there was new. Chargers over here. Radio up there for my tunes. Empty Milwaukee cases. We'll get to the tools later. A lot of the stuff's empty. It's just, it has no home. This is a brush kit, an older DeWalt drill that I kind of outgrew. Some extra filters, rags, boxes, creepers, peg hooks. There's all my paperwork, catalogs, receipts from the truck guys, rags, ripsaw, all that kind of crap. Give me one sec. I'll be right back. It's freezing. I'm going to close this. All right, I'm back. Real quick, since I'm over here, I remembered there's my welders. Just the line of machines that's usually not here that I'm in the middle of getting stuff tweaked on. Here's a trailer. It's never this packed, but it's the middle of the winter, so I got everything tagged for what's wrong with it, and I'm going through and I'm fixing it. Okay, back to the tour. So that we're onto this box. Real quick, this is the way my garage is laid out. So it's going to be tight, and I'm probably going to get some weird. I'm going to have to kind of overhead on these, so I apologize. I don't have any room. 6, 12 point, everything. Stuff in here is Craftsman. Focus. It's Craftsman. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I would have loved... The drawer's a little too small to have, like, metric and standard for the amount of stuff I got. So, unfortunately, stuff's like, you know, standard, then metric, and then, like... you know, standard and it's just like it's where the trays fit. So there you go. Next drawer down. Craftsman's. All the Craftsman stuff I have is old. I probably should have mentioned this earlier. It's all the American stuff. I don't support Craftsman anymore, but that's a video for another day. Actually, I should backtrack real quick. Okay, so what happened was I do have one kit of the Chinese stuff, which we'll get to later, and that's because I didn't know they switched to Chinese, and I didn't return the stuff, but that's when I swore them off. So I do have one kit of the Chinese crap, but if it's Craftsman, you could just assume it's the American stuff. Gear wrench, this is standard. This drawer below it is identical, but metric. The only thing is I have way more metric wrenches. So it actually carried over all the way to here, and then the gear wrench start. Over here's 6-point wrenches. I don't have as many, but I have the ones in the middle. Standards over here, metrics are laying down because they couldn't fit anywhere. I forget what these are called, like tape-its or whatever, the Craftsman's. The really long, skinny, thin ones. Just some cheapo ratchets and stuff. These are the ones I let the guys use. These are actually excellent if you're looking for a good cheapo ratchet. These Harbor Freight composites. A couple extensions and crap. What's over here? Hacksaws, files, and the like. All the files are Nicholson. The hacksaw is Craftsman, and the blades are just a variety of everything. Hammers, Menards. Most of the rest of this is Estwig or Vaughn, and that's Harbor Freight. Yep. Electrical, some cheapo meters, my nice meters over there. These are those free ones they give out at Harbor Freight. This is my scanner. It's a Blue Point EE CR2. It's one of the cheaper ones we got on the truck. It does what I need it to. You know, it does OBD and it does ABS, and you know, that's the extent of. I'll do that later. That's about as in depth as I'm going to need to get. Over here is just random, you know, fuses, alligator clips, all that kind of crap, butt connectors, wire loom. Over here's terminals, fuses, zip ties, heat shrink, right? Yeah, heat shrink, all that stuff. Drill accessories. That's an index. Those are wood. Those are different things. There's hole saws beneath that. Hole saws over here. Different cookies. Try to keep it by the drill press, so it's just below me. That kind of stuff. This is a that's a plastic rivet remover. These are the speed outs. I'm not gonna be able to do this one-handed. They're just they're little screw bits that remove damaged screw heads. Yeah. Down here, corded tools. Jigsaw, heat gun. It's like 3 or 4 grinders in here. Sandpaper, different attachments for all the grinders, fat discs, grind off wheels, cut off wheels, all that kind of stuff is in here, and sanding discs for my my orbitals down here, my orbital sander, yeah, over there. Over here's more corded power tools. Right over here below the gear oil is a brand new drill index. That's the regular palm sander, older drill, stuff like that, yeah. Over here, this thing's not always here, but it is when I use it. I do some amateur lock picking, so that holds up cylinders for me on occasion. It's the best place for it. I just kind of put it up like that. Where else are we? Okay, let's go to this one. This is my first box. I think I've talked about it in an earlier video, but just quickly, this is my proudest box. It's the one that has the biggest sentimental attachment to me. This was my first big purchase in my life, if that makes sense. You know, I got this when I was like maybe 15 or 16. It's the first thing that I like really saved up for to get. It was like $400 back in the day, which, you know, isn't a ton of money, but for a kid who just started working, you know, and this was in the, you know, mid to late 90s or whatever. So it was kind of a big deal. So, you know, I worked like all summer for this box. So I kind of keep it around, even though it doesn't hold much comparably anymore. It's just a walk around socket kit. Couple strap wrenches. Over here, extensions, adapters, swivels, all that stuff. It's all Craftsman in here. Ratchets. I wonder if the light's a little, you know what? Let's do that. Okay. Craftsman ratchets. This old one with the thumb wheel, my old man gave to me. It's Craftsman as well. That one's really old. The rest of the stuff's just from the 90s. Up here, we got all these different bits that you get in the Craftsman kits. Trying to find something that'll work. That should help. Okay. These are keys for all my different toolboxes. The only one, I never really use this stuff except for this kit right here. And the problem is my security Torx bit kit, which we'll get to later, only goes down to like 10, or no, 15, I want to say. And I was tearing apart the Jeep dash, and you actually need like an 8 and a 10, and I didn't have them, so I had to get this little kit thing, and it saved my ass. So it's a little Craftsman kit. All this crap is. Over here, parts for my Camaro. That's a cutout for the Camaro for when I need to pass emissions. This is a carburetor float and jet kit. I don't even know what this is. Oh, that's a dial caliper. It's a Lyle seal puller and some breaker bars and stuff. Cheapo puller. Works okay. It's just a bunch of bolts. This is a window, the crank pin remover and installer, and here's a few extra ones because they tend to jump on me whenever I pull a door panel off and I lose them. So I always keep some extras. Harmonic balancer puller, pickle fork. Over here's some of my older screwdrivers. They're still good. They still work. I just kind of upgraded. So they sit here a lot. These are my clean Torx. I have clean Torx and clean screwdrivers, which are right below us. The reason I keep these on hand, I just have a few of them, is when I'm doing something like on an interior or inside my house, like putting together like an entertainment stand for my TV or whatever, like I don't want to bring greasy ass tools in there, so I just keep a few tools on hand for doing basic stuff around the house that, you know, I don't bring caked tools inside the house. So here's the screwdriver set I was just talking about, and then Phillips, the older Phillips. Pliers, channel lock, big variety, vice grip. These are just some cheapo ring pliers, more ring pliers. This stuff's all Craftsman. I think everything else is Craftsman. It's just different. Yeah, just a little bit of everything. So, okay, over here, brake kit and a bunch of C-clamps of varying sizes. So a flare kit. These are the easy outs. I don't use this kit anymore. I got a bigger one that we'll get to later, but this was like my older first set. X-Acto knives. I think this is X-Acto knives too, and these are some cheapo easy outs. Over here we got some extra wrenches. I don't know if we need this anymore. Yeah, I guess a little bit. So what happened was when I found out that the stuff was going overseas, I have a Sears outlet by me, so I ran over there and got 6-point metric and standard and 12-point metric and standard. They were like $6 each, so I got backups of the American-made stuff for if these ever fail on me. At least the more common ones in the middle. And these are some old ratcheting wrenches and crap that I don't use anymore. These are like the really old styles. You know what I mean? I got gear wrench now. We'll get to them. Or no, we showed those already. Over here's specialty wrenches that I don't use very often. Stubbies and everything in here's Craftsman. I got these are the ones I was talking about, the Chinese ones. So I got this little kit, these spline ones, and these aren't made here. And look at these fucking heads, they're ridiculous. The lobster claws. So that's the kit I got. Then we got the older style flare tools from Craftsman. These midgets, the ignition ones, Allen keys. It's just stuff that once in a while you need, you know what I mean? Below it is identical but metric. It's my Milwaukee drawer. It's most of my Milwaukee stuff. Sawzall, a bunch of extra batteries. You guys saw a video on this. You guys saw a video on this. 3/8 ratchet, 3/8 really weak gun. That's the impact, and that's the drill. And it's just accessories. Awesome. Sorry about that. Okay, gear puller. I got pumps and big hammers and all that kind of crap over here. Oil filter wrenches, some cheapo Allens. This box is full of just huge drill bits. Sometimes we do those, the railroad spikes inside the timbers to like make retaining walls. It's really old fashioned, but some of the older clients still like them because you try to talk them out of them that they're not exactly modern. But anyway, you need stuff like that. You know what I mean? These are, I actually gotta return these. These are Craftsman's. They're stripped for the spring compressor, and this is a huge Allen set, like really, really big ones. Down here we got a little bit of everything. My old torque wrench that I don't use anymore. I got a better one. We'll get to it. Impact hammer, There's my better multimeter. It's an old Craftsman. Some extra filters and pads and knee pads, a little torque checker. I think that's it. All right. So now we're on to my main box. This is the one where I go to 99% of the time unless I need something special. It's a little Milwaukee light too. So there's the socket reel. I made a video on this. We don't need to go over it. Everything's Craftsman, but these two, they're gear wrench, metric and standard. And it's also my divide. Standard's that way, metric's that way, and then specialties over there. All right, top drawer. Everything in here is snap-on. Absolutely everything. There you go. Kind of do a quick once-over. These are the ones that piss me off. So over Christmas, my guy had a deal where you buy a ratchet and you get a free one of these, but they came like prepackaged and you didn't have red. So it's like all my pliers are red except for that one. Kind of stands out. These are excellent, excellent strippers. If you're in the market for some new strippers. A little pricey, but they're good stuff. Okay, over here's my main junk drawer, if that makes sense. It's organized chaos. I've seen a few Toolbox Tours, and I know everybody's got one. So this is mine. I know what's there, and I know where it is, and all the other things. But, you know, that's my main junk drawer. All right, over here, some handle tools. These are the interior trim removers. It's my nicer torque wrench. The really long screwdrivers. These I just got last week. I didn't even open them. They were on sale, the long picks. I have the short ones up here. Where are we here? Okay, these are my main screwdrivers. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Like, most of my tools, it doesn't stand out as much because these are green. This one stands out a ton, but like, I'm not going to bring this inside my house and put it on my carpet when I'm like putting this up. So that's why I have those other ones. These are ratcheting. These are awesome. I got the short one and the long one. Extensions, everything snap-on, quarter, and 3/8 are over here. 1/2 inch don't fit in this drawer. These are really cool. They're semi-new. I think they came out like last year, maybe a year and a half ago. They're the ones where you slip the socket on over here, and it's a wobble, and if you go a little further, they actually become a straight one. So it's kind of universal. Here's the 1/2 inch. They don't fit in that drawer, unfortunately. Mini Torx. These are all my snap rings. These are spark plug set. I've had this in a previous video, but just in case. It's just a little bit of everything. The 3 most common sizes in extra deep, standard, and with the swivel end. Spark plug. This is actually the old man's snap-on. They don't make these anymore. I wish they did. He's got the most common size, but that's all he bought back in the day. And these are really, really cool. All right. Here's my sockets. Everything in here snap-on. Standard on this side, metric on that side. The middle's kind of half and half because that's where it kind of came together. Like, these are all standard. These are metric, standard, and the rest is metric. 6-point, 12-point, 1/2 inch, 3/8, 1/4 inch. It's all here. There's a little overlap in the next drawer as well. Or a little bit further down. Sorry. Wrenches. Everything in here snap-on. A couple Macos are back here. I cracked my flare case, and the guy gave me this. I think it was from like a 7-piece set, but these are the flares. This is standard. These trays suck. I don't know. They're all cracking. Like, look at this shit. This one was really bad. Here's metric. They are the Flank Drive Plus. There you go. Standards on this side and the extra longs. Hose picks, but that's not what I use them for. I use them to put like belts and shit on. Like I'll grab hold and kind of pull. Sorry. It's an old Snap-on flare kit. Hex keys. These are spring pullers. These are various valve stun tools, different sizes. Mini screwdrivers, nut drivers, metric and standard. These I just got two. It's the big 1/2-inch deeps. This is a gear puller, jaw puller. These are Torx, disc brake spreader. This I got more recently too. This is awesome. Okay, so this is the set I was talking about that doesn't have the security Torx. It only goes down to whatever, 15. So I had this set initially, just this piece. And then the guy had these on sale, and it worked out where I had to trade in this and give him like, I want to say maybe $100. So for an extra $100, I got this, and I got to trade in my used ones and got a new set. So it was a great deal. I couldn't pass it up, so I ended up biting on it. These are my older impacts. Everything in here is Craftsman except for this and this are Harbor Freight. Given I didn't put these through hell like I have with some of my other sockets, but they're like 15 years old. I've never had a problem with them. I don't use them period anymore. I've upgraded, but when I was using them, they were actually pretty stout. Those are Craftsman's, metric standards, 3/8 are in the middle, wobbles, extensions, all that crap. I think we kind of skipped over here. Okay, so these are Blue Point, but they're actually one of the few Blue Point things made in the States. I think they're just rebranded, but I got this bigger kit. So I don't know if you remember from one of the other boxes that I said I don't use the smaller one anymore. This is what I use. Everything in here is Snap-on, 1/2-inch, 3/8. I got the rotos, I got flex heads, I got spark plug ones, 1/4-inch. It's all here. The really long 1/4-inch. This one's awesome. And some extra ball Allen keys. This is a rotary tool, bunch of discs and stuff for it, and my torch head, impact stuff, cookies. Most of the stuff's Craftsman and Power Made and Campbell Halsford, and I think I even got a couple Harbor Freights scattered about. I'm moving away from air, so I mean, it's still useful here and there, but when you're in an environment like me, it's just better to grab the batteries. It's faster and it's almost as powerful. You know, die grinders. This is a little butterfly. An older air hammer that I don't really use anymore. Drill. All that kind of crap. Nozzles, fittings. Where am I? All right. Pry bars. Serpentine belt tool, some punches, more punches, gasket maker, more punches. These are Mako hand files. Those are just random punches and screw starters and, you know, all that kind of crap. All right, over here, I'm not taking everything out, but I'll take some of it. I don't know, oil pressure kit, soldering gun, fuel pump. These are a socket, sensor socket kit. This is a solder. This is the Lang rethreader. It's just rebranded. It's the same one that everybody sells. Tap and die. The big one. This is the little one that didn't have some of the other sizes that I was talking about earlier. Kind of left that one behind. This is a tire repair kit. This is a master removal set. This is a slide hammer, pulley puller. It's like a Mighty Vac. This is a brake pad spreader, bearing and race driver, go boom stuff, and a little test kit. And I think that's it. Back there I got engine hoist, engine stand, mini tire changer. I got jack stands and stuff in the other corner. I got stuff scattered all over the place. But this is the majority of it. So that'll do it. Wow, half an hour. Okay, that's plenty long, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you need any clarification or whatever you guys want to do. I'm actually winded from how long this went. So whatever you guys want, just let me know in the comments, okay? Thanks. Bye.